Hello, YouTube. Welcome to the very first full edition of Wade Watches, where today I'm going to be talking about Jordan Peele's latest film, Nope, starring Daniel Kaluuya, Kiki Palmer, and Stephen Wynn. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. All in all, this is going to be a by the way, this is going to be a very quick spoiler-free review. I when I'm my reviewing style is just more. I honestly like to focus just on my overall interpretation and enjoyment of the film. I seldom really get into plot anyway, so you're safe with me, completely spoiler-free, very light on plot details because I like to go in blind into pretty much any film I watch, knowing as little as possible. And I want you to have the same experience, so you're safe with me. I'm not gonna be heavy on plot. That being said, all in all, just as I said in my initial reaction to Nope, my fresh out of theater reaction, I really enjoyed it. I guess the only big question that I left unanswered was, is this as good as Get Out? Is it as good as Us? Better, worse? Right now, and I did rewatch both Get Out and Us. Right now, I'm going to say all three films are on an equal level, and all three films are like top tier horror. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoy Nope. It is as good as Get Out, and it is as good as Us. I'll have to rewatch it a few more times before I go ahead and like rank Jordan Peele's the three Jordan Peele films so far. But I thoroughly enjoyed Nope. It isn't perfect, but it's pretty damn near close to perfection. Honestly, there's no flaws that stood out to me, none that I can think of, at least at the moment. Again, I do plan on rewatching this in theaters for sure because I know I missed something because this is a very, very, very cryptic film, even more cryptic than Get Out, even more cryptic than Us, which also had a lot of imagery, hidden in the background, things that you definitely want to pause and rewind. This is in that same league, and I know I'm gonna have to rewatch it a second time just to make sure I picked up on everything. Um, but even so, I got the gist of what was going on. I kind of was able to put together what things stood for just from one viewing, and I was able to thoroughly enjoy the film with just that the first viewing of it. And I attribute this to a couple of things. Firstly, I like how there are honestly, this film is very light on characters. It takes place primarily um, in this remote location. I think they say they're in California, and it takes place on this Hollywood horse training ranch. So kind of a remote location, and there's one, two, three, four. I think you're right. Yeah, five characters total in the film. Of course you have a few extras, utility actors, but it's pretty much there are five major characters in the film, and that's it. That's pretty much it. So so that kind of made for this very eerie feeling film where the main threat of the film, which is, alien UFO in nature. That's not a spoiler. That's in like all the marketing. Feels that much more threatening and that much more haunting because it's pretty much these five people in this far, kind of far out location. There's a couple stuff nearby, but still kind of a far out location. Having to deal with it. And what also stood out to me more so than anything, probably because I was in, a big IMAX theater with excellent sound, was the sound design. This film is very light on a soundtrack and on a score. There is a soundtrack, there is a musical score that is played definitely more near the. It picks up more near the end of the film, but throughout the film, there's um, just pretty either there's silence or you're hearing sounds from what's happening within the film, from what's going on around the characters, stuff like that. And more times than not, there's the sound is deliberately uh, made to be eerie, be haunting, kind of spine tingling, and that's something that Peele hasn't really done until now, and I really appreciated it for that. It made this that much more effective. And on that note, I will say that this is definitely Jordan Peele's scariest film to date. Get Out is more satirical, in my opinion. It's a very explicit allegory slash metaphor for race relations. Us is more of a straight up horror film, but I guess the Winston Duke's character in that film, he was cracking jokes throughout, so it never felt too eerie. But Us is pretty eerie. But Nope, I would say Nope is probably even more spine tingling. Once again, for reasons that I can't touch on right now, because again, I don't want to give away much of the plot. But I would say Nope is all the more eerie. Now, what I will say is, and this is why I need to watch it a second time, is that this is a very cryptic movie, very, very cryptic. And getting into one of the flaws I found, I would say that it might I might have it might be a stretch, but in my opinion, it feels almost a bit too cryptic for its own good, especially with the particular subplot that I personally found didn't really lead into anything exactly. It serves as kind of a metaphor for the overall message of the film, but I wish it had existed for a more specific in story purpose. I felt that it had something to do with one of the main characters, and it's kind of something that's made out presented as like this is a big deal and it's going to tie into something later, and it comes up later in the film, but then it just vanishes completely. And that bugged me because once again it's presented early on in the film, and I'm like, and it's kind of like this thing that's like, oh god, what's happening here? And then it's brought up a second time and then gone. So because of that, I can't call Nope a perfect film, but it is pretty up there. Once again, Jordan Peele really knocks it out of the park. The cinematography, once again, probably because I saw it in a very big IMAX theater, also stood out to me. This movie is beautifully shot, and it further adds to the overall eeriness and emptiness of Nope. So yeah, wrapping it up, I rate films out of 10. I'm gonna go 9 out of 10 on this one. Again, it's not perfect because I really could have used more explanation on this subplot, which again presented as a big idea. I mean, big idea, a big deal, and presented as something that'll tie into things later on. But then it just kind of vanishes, and it was kind of a bummer. But other than that, another fantastic horror film slash thriller from Jordan Peele. Well acted, Daniel Kaluuya, Kiki Palmer, Stephen Wynn, and the other two actors whose names I don't remember off the top of my head, all knock it out of the park. Fantastic performances. Um, Fantastic story. So yeah, Nope is another home run for Jordan Peele. He is 3 for 3, and yeah, go out and see Nope. I'm definitely seeing it a second time because I want to catch everything on this second viewing. I had my initial viewing where I was just kind of watching it for the sake of enjoyment and for the sake of entertainment, but on this second viewing, I definitely want to be like more laser focused on the things that I know I miss, like the symbolism, the allegories, the metaphors, because I know how Jordan Peele rolls now. He puts a lot of hidden messages in his films, and I intend to catch them all. So yeah, this was Wade. You've been watching Wade Watches. This has been my review for Nope 2022, and I give it a 9 out of 10. Thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned for next time.